Hello guys, and welcome to the 16th video of our Python playlist. And in this video, we will discuss the exception handling. Why we need exception handling is that whenever, for example, there is a file, we want to access that file, but that file basically does not exist. So what will happen? Our code will crash. Or, for example, we want to access a variable, we want to print the value, but that variable does not exist or it is not declared. So what will happen? That the code which was written correctly even, it will also not execute that. The Python interpreter, what it does, it reads the instructions line by line and executes them. Basically, it is the line by line execution, right? So let's say that I write print A. So if I run this, so you guys can see name error, name A is not defined. Same as, let's say that I define A, but this time I do A divided by 0. If I run this, so you guys can see that 0 division error, division by 0 is what that is happening. Now let me write a code like print hello world over here. And if I run this, so because the Python programming language uses an interpreter, it has an interpreter which executes line by line execution is done. So the thing is that the print hello world, although the code for print hello world was correct, but due to error in this line, our code crashed and it does not proceed to the print hello world line, right? So, for example, if I want to access, there is a list, L is equal to 1 and 2, for example, and I want to print the third index of this list, right? So if I will run this, so it will also give me an error, that index error, list index out of range. The problem is that we just have index which is 0 and index position 1, right? But we want to access the third index. So this is also a type of error, right? So this is what it will make our code to crash. Now, the thing is that how we can survive from these errors. I want that my program should execute even if there are some exceptions. So for that, we use the exception handling. And the syntax for the exception handling is try, colon, except, colon, and then finally. Let me see that what are the functions of these keywords. So whenever we write a try, it must has an except block. This is a must do thing. Now what to write in the try block? We have to write the code which can generate an exception. We know that, for example, that a person can enter, like if I write a code A is equal to input, A is equal to integer input, enter a number, and B is also is equal to integer input, enter a number. And if I print A divided by B, now the problem is, and here I print U divided by 0. Now let we comment the above region. Alright. So if I run this code now, and enter a number, for, let's say I enter 5 and then I enter 3, the code is running fine. But what if I run this code again and here I write 5 and then I write 0? So it printed that you divided by 0. So the thing is that this time my code didn't crash. Even if I write print hello world over here, it will work fine. Like 5, 0, you can see you divide by 0 is printed and hello world is also printed. But the problem is that, let's say, instead of writing a is equal to integer input enter a number, I write, in this case, under number, I write John. So we are in need, or we are demanding that a person must be entering an integer value, but we get John as the input. So you guys can see that it said you divided by 0. It didn't ask me to enter the second number, and hello world is also printed. Now, the problem is that I didn't enter the second number. Why it is saying that you divided by 0? So for that, we have in every programming language, in Java, in C++, in Python, we have built-in exception libraries or built-in exceptions or some built-in functions, you can say, or built-in classes. So to get to know about them, we have to import built-ins and print directory of built-ins. What will happen that it will basically show us all, look, you guys can see arithmetic error, assertion error. Let me show you guys. Here is 0 division error, right? And here it is type error, right? And we just got an error that, for example, if I wanted to open a file and it didn't exist, then we will get the error that file not found error. So these are the exceptions. There are many more exceptions, but these are the exceptions that we can use. So as we discussed so far, that we have multiple classes that are used to tackle some of the exceptions. So right now, in this the current scenario, we want that if a person has entered name instead of integer, it must generate an error, and it must print the not that you divide by 0. It must print that you have entered wrong input. So we have to write, as we could see, that value error was the error that was given to us. So value error must be written as E, and here we will just write print STR E. And if I will run this and I will write John, so you guys can see that invalid literal for int with base 10 John, error that is printed is related to the exception. Same as if I write correctly, for example, A 23 and 0. Now you guys can see that I have written the except portion, but it is saying that I have, but that except portion is just dealing with the value error. It is not dealing with division by 0. So for that, let me copy this. And here I can write accept as D, and I can print strd. And if I run this now and I enter 24 and now 0, so here it gave us division by 0 error. The code didn't crash, and it showed us that we have done division by 0. Lastly, now let me discuss that what is the use of finally. Like here we can see that print hello world is happening either if the except portion body executed or not, hello world is printing. So the problem is that what if I write here print a divided by 0, for example, and let's say as I run this, so I enter 24 and 34. It didn't do anything. Why? Because the 0 division error exception code didn't execute. But if I run this and then I write 24 and now I enter 0, so it has basically executed the division by 0 error is again given. Why? Because in the except portion, exception was generated. You can see during handling of the above exception, another exception occurred. So in that case, this print hello world didn't execute. But if I write finally and I write this print hello world over there, and if I run this, I do 24 0. So you guys can see that this hello world is now printed and afterwards the error are given. Right? So this is the use of finally. The finally code will execute whatever the case happens in try except blocks. So that's all with the video. I hope you guys got the concept. This is the basic concept of the exception handling. Obviously, we cannot cover whole things of attribute error, end of file error. So file not found error. File not found error will come. Let me execute that.
Hold on. Wait. Hey!
File is equal to open file dot txt, and I want to write s is equal to file dot read lines and print s, and then I write file dot close. Right? So if I run this now, and if I show you guys my directory, in that directory there are two images. There are two images and the Python file. If I write 24 and 5, so you guys can see that file not found error is given over here. So let me copy this. And here I should write accept as f and print strf. So if I will run this and I enter 24 5, so you guys can see that no such file or directly file.txt. So I hope you guys got the concepts regarding the exception handling. Obviously, we cannot cover all the exceptions in a video. So this was a complete overview. So what is the concept? The code which is expecting, in which we are expecting that there can be, which can make our code to crash, which can make our execution to crash, we have to basically put that code in the try except finally block so that our code will not crash. I hope you guys got these concepts. See you guys until the next video. Take care. Goodbye.